What are the real estate agent training education requirements that are needed to get a real estate license? I'll tell you, getting a real estate license doesn't have to be hard, but it is getting harder. So you're thinking about diving in the world of real estate, you're thinking about getting your license. My question to you is why? If you're really considering getting in real estate and you've determined a real why, then you're in the right place. Because in this video, I'm going to just chat with you about something that's really important, and that's the education and the training that's required to get licensed in real estate. And then you can watch my other videos on learning how to be successful once you get your license. You might think that real estate might be all about charisma and liking people, and trust me, those things help, but there's a lot more to it. For example, if you understand market trends and you understand what's really going on, you master the ramifications, the legal jargon, how to protect your clients and how to really put them in the best position to move forward, then you have the knowledge and the skills to back it up. You're well on your way to success as a real estate agent. So whether you're brand new to the real estate game or you're a seasoned pro and you're looking to brush up on your skills, just stick around and I'm going to break down what it's going to take to be successful in real estate. Now, what I'm going to give you is what's required by the National Association of Realtors to get your license and in some states and boards. But what I'm going to give you at the end is more valuable than any training class you'll ever attend. And that is free access to the entire Workman Success Learning Library that includes specific training on how to make money in this business once you're licensed. So buckle up and get ready and let's talk about what's required to be a real estate agent. You know, it's funny. I think that when I look at the requirements, I'll share with you some examples of other businesses you can get into. I am not aware of any other business that has such low requirements and has such high income earning potential. So let's begin with the requirements to become a real estate agent. According to the National Association of Realtors, there's some variations on a state-by-state level. Most of these things apply, but here are the broad requirements. Number one, you have to be 18 years of age in most states. Some states require you to be 19. The education is you have to complete pre-licensing course from an accredited state licensing agency. The required hours range anywhere from 40 to over 200 hours of instruction. You have to pass your real estate exam, and they generally consist of two parts, the national and then the state part, when understanding state laws and practices. Number four is you have to go through and pass a background check, and then you submit to it. Most states require this step to ensure that you don't have a criminal history that would disqualify you from being a trustworthy agent. Number five is once you've gone through all of that, you then submit an application and a fee, whatever your state's fee is, and to the regulatory organization, usually the Board of Realtors. And then now you've gone through that process, you've passed your test, then you have to be sponsored by a broker, have a place where a broker has taken personal responsibility for your actions, and they'll sponsor you to be a licensed real estate agent or broker. Some states require you to have a brokerage before they actually give you a license, while others may make you pass the exam first and then you select your broker. So you have to look at your state law there. Once you have your license, that's the easy part. You then have to do what's called continuing education. Continuing education is a common requirement across all states to ensure that you stay up to date on ethics, state law, and the latest regulations and best practices to make sure that you're protecting the consumer. These specifics, however, they include a number of hours and the frequency, they absolutely are different state by state. I've seen states do 9 hours and I've seen states do 20 hours, and I've seen them make you do it every year, and I've seen every 4 years. So you just have to look at your state regulations. The course content in these CE classes often covers such topics as ethics, legal updates, fair housing laws, things that are subject to real estate practices. One thing that is always common in my state of Utah is every 2 years we have to recertify on ethics training, and they want to make sure that we're members of the National Association of Realtors. With the recent class action lawsuits, many brokerages and brands are no longer requiring membership in the National Association of Realtors. And so if you want to be part of that, make sure you understand what those rules are and look at the new changes and laws that are coming down the pipeline as a result of these suits. What's the difference between someone who gets licensed and someone who becomes excellent at real estate? I remember when I got my real estate license, I was hired by a builder, and my real estate school consisted of 10 days and 90 hours of school. At the end, I got my license and I was selling houses. I remember being brand new in real estate and the first day on the job and looking around and thinking, I really don't know much about selling houses, like how to write a contract or where they even keep the contracts. And so I really didn't know. At the same time I got my real estate license, my wife's little sister moved in with us because she wanted to be out on her own. I always thought that was funny. So she moved in with us away from her parents so she could be on her own and start hair school. When I realized that it was going to require her to do 2,000 hours of training and pass a test, and it was going to take a year and a half to pass so she could cut my hair, I thought to myself, this is a little bit out of whack. The requirements to get a real estate license I can do in 10 days, and I'm helping people with their most important financial transaction of their lives, and my sister-in-law has to do a year and a half worth of education in 2,000 hours so she can cut my hair. What is wrong with this picture? The difference between average and exceptional is not the required education, but it's the chosen education that you choose to do to become excellent. And that's why at Workman we created 4 specific programs to create excellence in real estate. Our courses are not approved for continuing education, and that's on purpose. We didn't want to have to follow the rules of continuing education. We wanted to teach you how to be great as a real estate agent, which means as a buyer agent, we taught you in 8 weeks, there are sessions on how to get from 0 to 2 transactions a month just working with buyers. We teach you how to position yourself, how to get a buyer agreement signed, how to increase your value instead of decreasing your price. And we teach you a method of prospecting that will keep new people coming in your pipeline every day. In our listing agent mastery, or the SLAM program, we teach you how to go from 0 to 60 listings a year by putting yourself in a position where people want to use you to list their home because you positioned yourself as an expert in that area. Everything from what to do in a pre-listing package to prospecting and generating leads to what to do inside the home and how do we negotiate and what's the process of getting the house on the market, how to create your pre-listing package, and also how to create a premium marketing plan that elevates you and separates you from everybody else is found in this 10-week program called SLAM, or Seller Listing Agent Mastery. In our Admin Mastery program, we teach you how to set your systems and operations up so that when you hire an assistant, they can come in and do the things that is requiring you to work at such a high level. And it's all included in this training center. And the last thing that we give you is a program called RAMP. And this RAMP program is for anybody who feels stuck and they want to get back on the ramp to success, where they want to increase their production by an additional 2 transactions a month, and whether they're working buyers and sellers or both. You see, training and education that is required is critical, and I recommend you do it and that you pay attention and you learn how to be great for your clients. But learning how to be excellent as a real estate agent, to sell more homes, to serve more people, and to create opportunities for you to be in front of more buyers and sellers requires a different kind of training that you can get right here in our training center, and I am going to give it to you. Because you watch this video, I'm going to give you a link right below. You can download the entire training center, BAM, AMP, RAMP, and SLAM, all for free for the next 30 days. What are you going to do with this great training that now lays at your fingertips? Are you going to wonder, oh, I wonder if it's good? Are you going to take the time to just immerse yourself in the training and start doing the activities? Because I promise you, if you do the work, the results are proven. Greatness is predictable if you'll put in the effort to become excellent. So here's to your next level, here's to your training, and congratulations on you taking the time to invest in your future.